These shoes are made for walking, and that's just what they do. One of these days these shoes are gonna walk all over you.
Deep in each other's necks and unwilling to break the clinch for fear of bleeding to death. I think that's brilliant.
I am Irish / Northern Irish / British, depending on who you ask, and come from Belfast.
This is really cool because I really like that documentary. My name is Maria Juliana Asauf, and I was born in Colombia, and then I moved to Canada when I was 18, and then I moved back to Colombia when I was 24, and then I moved to England when I was 25.
Hi Cameron, I'm Fred. I'm 59. I live here in Oxford. I'm a carpenter, and I'm not entirely sure how seriously I'm going to take all this, but we're going to see how it pans out. Let's go to work.
Hello, I'm Brother Toby. I'm a Dominican friar.
My name is Abdullah Labwani. I'm a Syrian. I came to UK last September.
My name's Alex. I'm 32. I live in Oxford. I'm a sister. I'm single. I'm all of those wonderful phrases that kind of don't mean a huge amount.
Years now, and I'm just coming up to solemn profession, which is when I'll make my lifetime commitment to life in the order.
But that shoes I bought it for the home that I expected to be in Istanbul.
And they're in the sale, and I remember walking past going, they're the shoes. Oh, you know, that moment where you're going to go, hello. And I was so excited that I remember walking around the shop kind of going, can I have the other one with the shoes please? And then when she gave it to me, I hugged it. When we were teenagers, it was all about having like the really big heels and the kind of like really statement shoes. I was like, now I'm like sophisticated now.
If I look at me, I don't dress smartly. You know, I don't really know how to dress smartly, but when I have to, because somebody's died or somebody's getting married, then I put on the smart shoes rather than my working boots.
And when you walked home from school in your Catholic uniform, there was a sense of unease and anxiety, and your parents would be worried and so on. I'm not for a second saying it was a war zone, but there was definitely a sense of anxiety and unease.
And in the last 3 years I've been in Oxford, I've had 2 experiences of being homeless in this city.
Actually, I left home for 1 hour, and I was going back after 1 hour, but I couldn't go back because the Assad regime started attacking my town at that time. So I left home, but for just 1 hour, but so far I don't expect to get back to my home in the next 5-6 years.
Often just before you fall asleep, you know, so there's really quiet times where there isn't people around and there isn't, you know you should put your phone down because it's after o'clock at night, and you know, looking at Facebook isn't going to actually change the fact that you're in your room on your own. Yeah, so I don't do well on my own. It's not something I enjoy.
I would say that I pissed away all my advantages pretty comprehensively when I was younger.
And that brought out that feeling of that I had never really had before, I admit, of what it might be like to be in a Protestant working class family, living in a predominantly Catholic area, for example. That would not be a comfortable experience for these people. And that was something that hadn't quite crystallized to my mind before I actually was friends with and talked with and socialized with people from the other side.
A lot in my job because I'm in journalism, so you're always trying to write about people and you're always trying so hard to see how it would be to live in people's shoes, but I can try to talk to them and to really listen to them, and maybe through that I can portray the stories properly.
Like everybody else, there are days when you think, why am I doing this job? It's just ghastly, I don't want to do this today. There are days when it's the most exciting thing in the world to do what I do. I'm not one of capitalism's success stories, boys and girls. You know, I'm a way of not doing it right.
I don't know, it's strange to me even sometimes now, having formerly been a lawyer in the city for 7 years before I joined the Order, and I think it's very strange to my friends, but paradoxically my way of life, I've taken a vow of obedience, and I've never felt more free in all my life.
I completely experienced the difference from not being able to do that to completely having the whole world open to me when I became citizen in Canada. Because before I was just a Colombian citizen and I had a Colombian passport, and you growing up you already know that you're not gonna get visas for anywhere.
Food, you need somewhere to sleep, so it's safe, and you need love. And it's not love in the intimate way, it's love as in I care enough about you to kind of ask you how you are and mean it and accept that if you say I'm not okay, that might mean a longer conversation, that might mean a hug.
I think it's terrible that because of your passport that just determines what your life is going to be.
I would hate to leave someone is absent from me if it is my fault. If I did something wrong to him and I left this life before I fixed this.
The real secret that I have, and I don't know if it's a realistic secret, is that when I don't have to go to work every day anymore, not that that day will ever come, because actually God knows the bills won't get paid if I don't, I want to make pictures.
I would love to inject playfulness into the world. I'd like to leave the world a really nice toilet, you know, but that's random. One toilet's probably not going to resolve our situations, to be fair, but you know, that would be kind of fun. A whole new understanding of what it means to use the toilet, and what does a toilet really mean, and what does it stand for, you know. A whole new way to talk about shit. That would be great. Oh my gosh, that's what I want to do, you know. I want them to have some fun, I want them to play, and I want them to be able to talk about shit. That's what I want to leave.
When I pass away from this world, probably I would aim to leave as few physical traces as possible.
So that I can really follow my true passion and find out what's the reason I'm in this world.
I'd like to be remembered for being joyful.
Because actually the life story from beginning to end is very dull. You know, I was born, I was educated, I worked, I died. Well, that bit hasn't happened yet, but you know, it will come. That's it. There isn't much else, really, for most of us, is there? Unless you look at all the little tangents and all the little bits on the side. That's where people become interesting.